Ruth Jensen stood by her bed, rubbing her knees gently as the sun dipped below the horizon. At 68, she still prided herself on being active. She walked to the store instead of driving. She did light gardening in the backyard. But lately, something had changed. Her legs, once strong and reliable, felt weak. Her balance was unsteady. Climbing stairs left her thighs trembling, and getting out of bed took more effort each morning. She wasn't in pain, not exactly, but her legs no longer felt like hers. "I don't want to lose my mobility," she told her doctor during her yearly checkup. "I don't need to run marathons, but I want to be able to get out of bed without wobbling." Her doctor nodded. "That's the right attitude, Ruth. The truth is, after 60, muscle mass begins to decline naturally, what we call sarcopenia. But there's good news. You can slow it. In fact, with the right steps, you can reverse some of it." Exercise? Exercise, yes, her doctor said, but also nutrients. I'm going to recommend 3 vitamins you can take at night. They're simple, nothing trendy, but they support muscle strength, nerve function, and bone stability, which all play a part in how your legs function. That night, Ruth opened her medicine cabinet and set 3 bottles on her nightstand. As she turned out the light, she had no idea how much her nightly routine was about to change. The first was vitamin D. For most of her life, Ruth had heard about vitamin D in the context of bone health. "Drink milk for strong bones," her mother used to say. But she never realized just how deeply vitamin D affected her legs, especially now. Vitamin D isn't just about bone density. It helps the body absorb calcium, yes, but it also plays a crucial role in muscle function. Seniors with low vitamin D levels often experience muscle weakness, especially in the legs and hips. This leads to slower walking speeds, increased risk of falls, and even difficulty standing up from a chair. Ruth's blood test had shown she was mildly deficient. Not uncommon for older adults, her doctor had said. As skin ages, it becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight. And Ruth, like many her age, spent more time indoors. So she began taking 1,000 IU of vitamin D3 each night with a glass of water. It didn't work overnight, but within weeks, she noticed that getting up from bed didn't require the same awkward push with her arms. Her legs felt more stable. She didn't wobble as much on the stairs. The second bottle held magnesium. Ruth had heard of it in passing, but never given it much thought. But now, she learned it was responsible for over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, many of which were crucial for muscle health. Magnesium helps muscles contract and relax properly. A deficiency can cause cramps, spasms, restless legs, and even muscle fatigue. Ruth had been waking in the middle of the night with that strange tightness in her calves, those sudden cramps that sent her bolting upright. Her doctor told her it might be linked to low magnesium levels, something incredibly common in women over 60, especially those on certain medications or with reduced appetite. So she started taking a 200 milligrams magnesium glycinate tablet before bed. It didn't just help her legs. Her sleep improved too, deeper, less interrupted. The cramps faded, and she woke up feeling a little more refreshed each day. The heaviness in her legs began to lighten. And then there was the third vitamin, vitamin B12. It surprised her. She thought B12 was more about energy or brain function. But her doctor explained that B12 supports nerve health, particularly the peripheral nerves that send signals from the brain to the legs and feet. As we age, B12 absorption declines, especially in those who take acid reducers or follow plant-based diets. Ruth wasn't vegan, but she had cut back on meat. Her levels were borderline low, and the tingling she sometimes felt in her toes, she had assumed it was just poor circulation, was actually an early sign of B12-related nerve damage. Unchecked, that damage could lead to balance problems, numbness, and even falls. So she added a sublingual B12 tablet, 1,000 milligrams, under her tongue each night. Within a month, the tingling was gone. Her footing felt firmer. Walking on uneven ground didn't make her anxious anymore. Ruth wasn't suddenly sprinting laps around the block. But she noticed the difference where it mattered most. Getting off the couch without holding the armrest. Walking through the grocery store without needing to lean on the cart. Climbing the 3 steps into her front door without pausing to catch her breath. Each vitamin was simple. Each one addressed a different angle of leg strength: muscle, nerve, and bone. She told her friend Marlene, who had recently taken a bad fall in her kitchen, about her new routine. 3 pills, Ruth said. I take them every night. Vitamin D, magnesium, B12, that's it. Marlene raised an eyebrow. Sounds too easy. I know, but it's working. Marlene started them too. Then Gloria down the street. Then Helen from book club. None of them were looking for miracles. They just wanted to keep doing the things they loved: gardening, walking, dancing slowly to old records. By the end of the season, Ruth noticed something else. The more her legs strengthened, the more confident she felt. She signed up for a gentle strength class at the senior center. She started walking a little farther. Her world, which had been subtly shrinking with every moment of weakness and hesitation, began to expand again. There were no fancy programs, no expensive gadgets, just 3 bedtime vitamins and a willingness to care for her body the way it had cared for her all these years. Ruth never missed a night.